then what we will do, there's solid waste below this, below the surface that we can't see, and we have to dig up the remaining solid waste that's there. We couldn't get to it under the foundation while the building existed, and that's why we're taking down a building. And that's a common myth about when you see a building taken down. I can promise you that when the Navy demolishes a building, which is an expensive effort, right? We only do it because the data drives it and good science drives it, and we have to do it. And the regulators also say we have to do it, so we don't have a choice. Very expensive undertaking. So what that means when you see a building come down is the Navy has, and the regulators have reason to believe there's contaminants that are under that foundation, that the contamination doesn't just stop at the edge of the foundation. And so the Navy has to go after it. And that's what we're doing. And that is the case in these two buildings. Okay, Darius.
Why have the radiation signs been removed?
They haven't.
Are these backward yellow triangles radiation signs?
Yeah, they're still here. There's one right back there, and there's one right here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so just stop right. Yeah, go up to this. Okay, so 1207 here. Keep going, Darius. Thank you. Okay, so this building is coming down. First week of December. Okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. So keep going here. Okay, so you can see the limits of the house. Can you see the limits of the fencing there? Okay, so you know that's the limits. Actually, there's a little buffer zone, but that's the limits of the solid waste disposal area that we will have to dig up. Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean for you to stop there. Sorry. You got a tight curve here.
That's right, this is the burn pit. We just rode through a burn pit and he's not talking about it. This is where pieces of radioactive material were found in front of Catherine's house. Right here.
Okay.
Right down there.
Pardon?
Let's go to his house.
Yeah, we're headed that way. Okay. So Darius has got to negotiate.
2 minutes in. Right there.
Okay, now we're going to go to another solid waste disposal area. Thinking in the future we should put the solid waste disposal areas on the map. Don't you think that would be better if I showed you the outlines of solid waste disposal areas? Those should be on the map too.
And the burn pits that you keep talking about, because there was one back there on Bayside that you missed.
All right,
We drove through it.
We're headed towards the solid waste disposal area at Westside. Okay, now. There's something interesting about the solid waste disposal at Westside. First of all, it's the largest solid waste disposal area. We're headed there. We're not quite there yet, but I want to tell you about it because it's part of it is at the foot of the old runway that was built here. So the initial thinking was that there was going to be multiple runways on Treasure Island, and it was essentially going to be SFO. Well, for a variety of reasons, it never worked out that way. But they used the end of the runway. In this case, Westside solid waste disposal areas, as I know it now, as a dumping area at the end of the runway. We know this. There aren't really records of it, but there are references to it. And lo and behold, this is where we found most of the stuff of concern in this area. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is the area we're working on. This is West Side solid waste disposal area, and you'll see some off in the distance. There are some places where we still have dug deep holes. There's some foundations here, and you can see in the process that we've broken up one of the foundations there. And you can see the big chunks of concrete. Now this area is a particular note because we found the majority of the radiological objects that are in solid waste disposal areas are right here in this area. So this was the major, something around 80% of all the rad objects we found are right in this area. And this was at the end of the runway. Okay?